Please introduce yourself to all of us.
My name is Aisha Majid. I did my early schooling and college from APS Peshawar in 2012. Afterwards, I completed my BS in Bioinformatics in 2017 with third position and distinction. I have always been a very hardworking and dedicated student. Despite getting married after matriculation, my thirst to pursue knowledge led me to have higher education along with marriage. With the support of my husband, I was able to manage my studies along with my 3 kids, mashallah. And after becoming mother of 3 kids, my aspirations to pursue my career got impetus. So then since 2017, I've been preparing for this civil service examination. And alhamdulillah, today I'm feeling fortunate to be sitting in front of the respectable figures.
Good. You come from KPK province.
Yes.
Tell us something about KPK. Introduce the KPK province to all of us.
So KPK province is known as the land of hospitality. Its culture is very rich. The KPK itself, the city Peshawar through which I belong, that has been a very historical, significant city because many great empires have come over there. It is also a center of Buddhism, and there have been Akbar the Great has also been over there. The Britain has also passed through this city, and so Peshawar is itself a very multi-diverse country. You can multi-diverse district. You can see over there lot of Pashtuns, Hindko, but all are living in a harmony with each other. There are also small part of Sikhs are also residing over there. So that it's a fusion of culture is residing over there, but they all are living in harmony. It's a land of hospitality. You can find over there women who are following the Islamic junctions, but even then they are having the freedom to enjoy the bazaars and they live very happily over there. There is a great respect for women over there. If you are standing in a line in Peshawar, so the women will be preferred and they will be given the first place over there. The women are entertained over there. They are respected as their sisters or their daughters, and always there is an easiness for women over there. And so Peshawar is if we talk about its food, they are also very delicious, and it is known as a land of hospitality because the doors of the villages are always open for even for the strangers. If you knock on the door and ask for food or water, they will give you a complete meal and they will entertain you as if you guys are the places ki ab quota kis tarah se hoga. All these, if these are managed well, then it will be prove to be a worthy decision. Otherwise it can also be like give bad results if it's not managed properly. The situation can turn worse.
If the government of Afghanistan hires you as an advisor to its government, what advice you will give them in the current scenario of Afghanistan?
So firstly, I would suggest them to include all the ethnic groups which are residing in Afghanistan. Like I would suggest them that the government should be set up in such a way that may include all the ethnic groups, so that there is no chance that any ethnic group just get together or they do a coalition with ISKP or any other non-state actor to destabilize the Taliban government or the Afghan government. Secondly, sir, I would highly suggest them to include women in their government, because that is a very important aspect which is being discussed at the international and global level as well. So I would pursue them with the religious statements and with the religious references, so that they are fully convinced to incorporate women, and I would make them to practice the freedom of women in the ambit of Islamic principles, but do not isolate them as it is being done today. And thirdly, sir, I would suggest them to introduce a proper reform or plan that is also available internationally, their action plan, or I would say their policies which they would be implementing, so that everyone is aware of that their plan is inclusive and completely reliable or suitable for the Afghan society. So I think I would focus on these 3 suggestions to be implemented, and I think that by implementing on these 3 suggestions, the other problems that is of the recognition at international international level that will be resolved, because we will be representing the women. So one aspect that we have been not obeying the human rights will be automatically, I would say, it will be not dismissed from their point of view. And so secondly, if we provide them a plan, public policy plan, which would be applied on the Afghanistan government, so the international organization would also be convinced by our policies, and they will be open-heartedly investing in Afghanistan to improve its deteriorated situation, and the accounts which have been frozen will also be unfreezed so that they can be used for the benefit of the Afghanistan.
So why you have not opted for police and foreign service of Pakistan?
Actually, I can tell you the reason for the police is that I, by nature, I'm not so. I believe that if you want to be a police, so you have to be a hardcore type personality. Although I'm very strong from inside, I have a lot of strong points. I can handle any situation. But me, myself, my personality, I am not that kind of hardcore personality. I just can't see the violence or thing which is done in the police station, the criminals. I can't bear that sort of atmosphere. So therefore, I thought that I won't be able to show my best over there. I will be consistently oh, what is this? And so foreign service is exactly the same reason. So I think that the reason for which I want to pursue civil service is that I must become an aspiration for the girls, for the women who are like me, who are married at an early time, want them to see me. So I think that in foreign service I will be representing my country at international level. So I will be away from the girls.
Present yourself as a PAS officer?
How will I try to present myself? So as we all know that the civil service is very prestigious, and if one is in a past, so you are always moving in your district and the area. So the people, the common people, they know you a lot. Even I know, even a child would be knowing that who is the DC of Islamabad because he's always on social media and everything. So I think that if I am...
That will make you status conscious.
No, sir.
People know a lot about you and you are an important man.
Sir, I don't want to be important, but I want to be so much common among the common people. If any woman from rural area is seeing me on TV or on social media, I would just highlight my story that yes, I was also married like them. I also get married at an early age. But if I can pursue my dreams, then why not you? You are residing in your houses, you can also. And so secondly, I think that being in PAS, I would be able to communicate with them easily. Instead of foreign service of Pakistan.
Biology is your subject. You did your biology. So what is smoke screen?
Smoke screen, sir, I have no idea.
Biology?
I have no idea, sorry. Smoke screen, I have no idea.
There is an animal which pumps out smoke when it runs away. If it is attacked, if there is a threat to that animal.
So I have no idea.
When it runs away, there is a smoke which comes out of it, and the animal which is trying to attack him is not able to identify him, trace him, so he can escape.
I've seen that animal in cartoons as well, but I'm unable to remember its name.
Okay. What is the significance of biodiversity?
What is it? So biodiversity. So there's a lot of significance of biodiversity if we talk about the significance of biodiversity in the ecosystem, in the ecological atmosphere, because we think that if the biological species are diverse, then the food chain, which has been which is the natural phenomena that is moving in a stabilized manner. And if biodiversity is not present, then what happened? And that there is a complete disturbance in the food chain system, and automatically among the lower cycle of the food chain, a competition for the fittest of the survival starts. And then what happened? The whole ecosystem is disturbed, the food chain supply is disturbed for humans as well and for the animals as well. In this way, the environment is almost deteriorated, and it also damaged and get attacked by pollutions and all these things as well. So I think biodiversity is very important in terms of a stable ecosystem.
And Have you heard about the sixth extinction?
Is this about the animals who have been extincted, like they are on the
Species.
verge of
Yes.
extinction? So one is panda, I think, who's which is extincting. Then I was reading a report on National
What do you
Geographic.
mean by the sixth extinction?
The sixth extinction is the six important animals which are required to be in the ecosystem. They have very significance, but they are not being saved. They are being hunted, or they are not, like, atmosphere is not being provided to them so that they can breed. And
Plant and animal species. They are, you see.
I have an idea about animals, but I have no idea about the plants.
Yes, plant and animals, they are getting extinct because of this global warming. Why the debt burden, volume of debt burden is increasing day by day in our country?
The volume of debt burden is increasing day by day in our country. So I think firstly, it's because of the prevalence of COVID-19, which has been so abrupt and immediate. We were unaware in the beginning about its symptoms, about its after effects, and how it is causing. Still, I believe that although research has been done, vaccination have also been produced, but there are many loopholes which are needed to be discovered. So I think that the sudden arrival of the COVID-19 and along with the symptoms which even a common man and a doctor professional were unaware. So the debt burden has immediately increased in Pakistan just because of the arrival of the COVID-19. So secondly, if we could say that because of the COVID-19, we all have been isolated in our rooms and homes so much that other sort of depression.
What other factors are responsible other than COVID-19?
So mental health is
The debt burden of the country, the volume of debt burden.
Okay, sir,
What is debt burden?
Okay, sir, I'm not clear about the terminology debt burden. I thought that you are talking it to be related to biological aspects. So I was.
Then I was saying, I'm repeating it 2-3 times.
Are you saying that we are taking loans from IMF and all that? What is the reason why we are doing this?
Volume of it is increasing. What is the reason
Because
for that?
it is the reason is of course our economic situation, which is deteriorating day by day. Our imports are increasing, our exports are declining. So the tax which is not being collected properly, the political instability is hindering our economic generation. So the CPEC projects and all that have come to a halt because of the COVID-19 and other issues through which we are being inside our home. So education, which is the very important aspect that has been stopped since last 2 years. So sir, all these things, I think it has lead us to go into that burden which you are talking about. So ultimately we have to take loans because we are unable to complete our energy. There is energy crisis in the country. The taxes are less. Our GDP ratio, our currency is day by day devaluing. Our foreign reserves are finishing. We have to pay circular debt as well, and therefore.
Aisha, you have done BS in bioinformatics. Could you tell us about what is bioinformatics?
Yes, ma'am, bioinformatics, it's actually a very interesting field due to which I pursued it as well, because I found it's a new thing and most of the people are unaware about it. It's actually a marriage of information technology and biology. So it is called as bioinformatics. It's a definition for a layman. But what happens actually is that our human body is composed of genes, like we have a genetic composition, and every gene gives you a certain type of phenotype. Like if my eyes are brown, so there is a gene behind it, and similarly many other qualities, even the IQ level, emotional intelligence, all these are linked to our genes. So there are numerous genes in our body which are uncountable. So earlier what used to happen in history, that scientists used to they used to had a manual record of the genes, and then they used to analyze it. It was very time consuming. It took a lot of time. So what happened in bioinformatics, that what the scientists did, that they collected all the data related to the genes and they just put it into the computer. And now what happened afterwards, that if we need any information regarding any genes, because the Human Genome Project has been completed since 2000, so if we need any information regarding any gene, what we will do, we will use that computer software. We will type the name of a gene which is linked to the eye color or any, and once we type it, we will get all the information that if like this is a gene, this is responsible for this sort of eye color, and if there is an abnormality in this gene, then this could be the consequences and how we could cure them, because it's also a sort of biochemistry is also involved in it, because if you want to mutate that gene or if you want to counter that mutation of the gene, so that's all in the computer software. That's if we see DNA and all the DNA fingerprinting and all this, so that's a sort of advanced biotechnology which is being done on computers. And so it's quite helpful because there are many diseases which are genetic, which are prevalent, so it's helpful or humane in such a manner that it serves humanity, that if a mother is expecting and if she undergo her genetic test, then she will automatically know that her child is likely to suffer from any genetic disease of diabetes or anything, so that could be controlled initially before the child is born. So in this way, it is serving humanity as well.
Thank you very much.